Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, welcome back to Android Weekly / Android Q&A, where we answer all of your questions and go over the latest mobile news that has gone on during the week. Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've seen you guys. As you know, last weekend we didn't film just because a little tired from CES. I literally drove back that Sunday, so a little tired. Feel if I seem a little bit out of it. I had some teeth pulled, so I'm on some Vicodin. And yeah, yay Vicodin. All right, so yes, if you are new to the show, what we do is we go over the mobile news that happened during the week, then we answer questions that were submitted to me during the week at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. So if you have a question, make sure to ask it at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com and make sure the subject is question. Then we will answer all live questions. So if you have a question that you want to ask, well, just simply go into the comment section and ask it, and I will answer before the end of the show. All right, guys. Before I start off, actually, I did want to say something that I think is going to be a little bit different, and some of you guys will think it's the Vicodin talking. But yeah, so I have decided that I'm going to start reviewing, especially more on the accessories portion. I'm going to be reviewing accessories for all devices. So although you won't be seeing like a full review ever for an iPhone or a Windows phone on this channel, you will start to see accessories for those devices. And you know, we did do a Windows, we did do like the Surface Pro and Surface Pro 2, Surface Pro 2, and I think we did the Surface 2 review. So we have done reviews for Windows in the past. You're going to start to see more accessories from them because I got a lot of chance to meet with a lot of people at CES, and I think we're going to start bringing more of those now. Not to mention, as I said before, we'll be expanding later on in the year, and that will go more over into the end of the year. All right, guys, so let's go into the first weekly news, and it is a big one. HTC has announced their date for their announcement. So they announced the announcement. So what this means is that yes, we are going to get the new HTC phone announced on March 1st. So mark your calendars. March 1st will be the HTC announcement, which is the day before MWC, which is, you know, the rumored date of devices such as like the Galaxy S6, you know, probably the Sony Z4. We're probably going to get other devices at this event, but you know, HTC is kind of spearheading it the one day before. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to still be in Barcelona, which is really interesting. But yeah, so there will be the announcement. And yeah, I think we're going to see the M9 here. Some people think it's going to be a Desire series, since last year it was the Desire series at MWC. And then later on, they announced it at a separate press conference in March. However, since MWC is in a little bit later in March this year, instead of like the 22nd or 23rd, where it's traditionally been, because of that, I see it being announced for this. So again, the HTC One M9 was announced on March 25th last year, and then it was basically on to market that day. So I see him. I think it's going to be the HTC One M9. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think it's going to be that. All right. Then on other news, we have a lot of updates on the Galaxy S6. So let's list them down. I believe we have about 4 articles on the Galaxy S6 alone. So first of all, TouchWiz is finally going to be trimmed down. Thank God. There are really things on TouchWiz that no one needs, like My Magazine. Oh my God. Whatever you want to call it, Flipboard Briefing, My Magazine, whatever horrible thing you want to call it, it is a terrible thing and needs to be taken care of and taken out. Not to mention, of course, Samsung is always known for doubling things. I don't need a music app when I have Google Music. I don't need a, you know, whatever they offer you. It's just that they offer you so many other things, and I'm like, why? I have this already. So I really just don't see a need in it, and it's so much bloatware. Luckily, they do allow you to uninstall it. I will give Samsung credit on that. They're the only manufacturer that allows you to uninstall all the bloatware, but it really just shouldn't be there at all. Samsung's S6 also might be designed from a former member of John Ive's team, which John Ive is the known chief designer for Apple. So that's something pretty interesting. Now, he was also where his realm actually lies more so is in cars, actually designed a lot of cars, interiors. So that's where his background comes from. But of course, everyone's tying it to the Apple placement. Oh my God, he was, formerly in. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't cars. It was airways. Sorry, he was a designer in airplanes and the interior of them and how to make it really a beautiful, lovely design. So that's what he was known for. That he's done. Besides, obviously, being part of John Ive's old studio and part of like the Apple designs. Also, S6, if it is this code name, the G920A, we have a confirmation of two things. One, the processor is a 64-bit processor, and the display is a 2K display. I think this is expected. I think if the S6 came in with a 1080p, there would be some people that might question it. Why is it that? But it is going to be a 64-bit processor, which might mean 4 gigs of RAM, but it might stick with 3. We'll have to wait and see. But the fact that it can get 4 gigs of RAM is something that I am definitely excited about. And finally, Samsung is going to switch their swipe scanning fingerprint scanner to more of a touch-based scanner for the S6. So it's more going to be of an Apple design where you just touch it and then it goes through. This is better. On the Note 4, the scanning was definitely easier, but to be honest, I just don't do it. Maybe because it's not convenient enough, and that's why I don't use it, but I just don't use the fingerprint scanner except for private mode. That is when I use it. That's the only time I use it. And to the third big Android manufacturer, LG. Yes, we have similar leaks compared to the S6 that the G4 will be a Snapdragon 810 under the hood with a 16 megapixel camera on the back. It's going to be a really good device. We could see it on, some people are speculating this could be at Barcelona. I doubt it. LG has never released a phone this early. They like to be a few months after Samsung so that, say if the S5 had, what was it, auto phase detection focus, they can be like, well, we have laser focus, and then that way they're always able to get the newer Snapdragon processor compared to what Samsung got. So LG likes to be, after Samsung so they can one-up them on their smaller series. So I don't see them changing this, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think again. And then finally, Samsung's new tablet line. There's supposedly 4 that are coming, and they're going to be called the Tab A series. So we got a Tab AS, which stands with the S, they believe stands for small, the L, which L is for large, and the SMT 550 and SMT 551. Now, these are believed to be a 7-inch and an 8-inch. AL Plus, which is kind of like a 10-inch to a 12-inch possibly, and one of them is believed to be a Note series as well. No real confirmation on any of these because these are just model numbers, and that's it. That's all we have to go off of. But again, it's something that I expected to see at CES. There was virtually no mobile announcement from Samsung at CES, which I feel did hurt them a little bit, but it was what it was, so we'll see if they change that later. And finally, the big news of the week that kind of, well, there was 2 actually big news of the week. One was that, what was it? The first one was that Samsung is trying to buy BlackBerry. So that was the first big thing, that Samsung is trying to buy BlackBerry. And it came out that they were trying to buy BlackBerry for $7.5 billion. And then the BlackBerry denied it. They're like, no, this isn't happening. There's no such thing of reports of possible offer from Samsung like this. And then Samsung denied it. Samsung said that these reports are groundless. It literally was like, whether this is possibly true or not, maybe they're just not ready to come out because nothing's confirmed yet. Possibly, but I don't know. I thought about this happening. I did think that it was eventually going to happen, but eventually is eventually. I don't see it happening this year, maybe next year. But yes, so that is what I believe. And then the other report was that Google might be putting in their bid for SoftCard. So SoftCard was formerly known as ISIS, but then obviously for obvious reason changed their names, which is the main form of payment besides Google Wallet on Android. So how you can use NFC to pay for things. And SoftCard has gotten pretty big, but not as big as carriers would like for it to be. So they just might get out of the whole business. The carriers just might like, we don't want to do this anymore. And Google is possibly one of the people interested. Supposedly the other two people that are interested are PayPal and Microsoft. So we'll see. I mean, Microsoft could buy it, but they don't have a payment system, so maybe it might be a good idea. But I mean, SoftCard is definitely more dominant on on Android compared to Windows. I mean, SoftCard, I don't even know if it works for Windows at this point. All right, now let's get to the questions that were asked me during the week. Again, if you want to ask me a question, just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. First one comes from Alex Rudd. Hey, Alex, is the Nexus player worth it to play games and ROMs on my TV? Also, would it replace Chromecast? So yes, it would replace Chromecast, but no, it's not worth it. Absolutely not, especially because in less than a month, I believe now, the Razer Forge TV will come out, and that's what you should buy. Razer Forge TV is definitely what I'm going to buy as soon as it comes out. I am so excited for it, and it's something that I definitely really want to see play with. It has double the storage of the Nexus player. It has 16 gigs. It has a much better processor than it, and it goes for $150, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Nexus player cost about $140 for with the gaming controller, and $150 is with the gaming controller for the Razer. Now I'm not 100%, and that is loading very slow. But yes, I believe it is around that same price point. So with the controller, because it's $99 by itself, just like the Forge TV. And I believe it is another $40 for the controller, which if you just get this, it's $150. So it's $10 more, and it's an upgrade. I mean, you basically have a Note 4 Nexus 6 processor in this device. So it's much, much better. And it's definitely what I would recommend for you, Alex. And yes, it could replace Chromecast. I myself will get the Forge TV, and that will be in my downstairs TV. And then that way I can move my Chromecast, which I currently have on my downstairs TV, up to my bedroom. So that way I have two things that I can just stream my phone to. All right. Ali Saleh. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Ali. So you're considering... wow, thank you. You considered me to be a tech expert. Thank you very much. And so you wanted to ask me about the Lenovo ThinkPad X230 34 35 22U compact multi-touch 12.5-inch tablet. This is basically a regular, so I had to look this up. This is basically a regular laptop. It has Windows 7 on it, and it is an i5 processor. It seems to be unpopular, and there isn't really reviews for it. So you're wondering if this is a good device for college students. Well, yes, but see, you're thinking about it also for the fact of the stylus. And then so you wanted to, well, is the Note Pro good for college students? And the 12.2, it doesn't equivalent to an Intel i3, i5, or i7 processor. So, and then you're like, well, which one's better for a college student? And which is the best two-in-one tablet with the stylus for taking notes and productivity? Other than, of course, the crazy expensive Microsoft Pro 3. So, so here you go. For college students, it depends on what field you're going for. If you just basically need to type documents, word processing, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint, and that's really your main stuff, then I would say for that purpose, the Note 12.2 is a great product for you, and I think it will solve all your needs, especially if you get a keyboard case like the one I have shown you guys before that I got for mine. Kind of came out of it itself right now, but you know, there we go. So if you get a keyboard case like this, then it will be really good. So for that reason, it would be good for it. However, what if it's first of all, if it's your only computer, then the Lenovo ThinkPad is a full computer. What that means is, say if I'm in, you know, to photography, well then I could use Photoshop on that computer where I couldn't on Android, or at least not the pure equivalent of Photoshop. Or if I needed to use AutoCAD, or if I needed to use QuickBooks or Quicken, or you know these kind of so for any kind of accounting field, you'd want a full computer. These are the kind of things that you have to ask yourself, and it's more important. See, I've always had a desktop at home, so if I had a desktop at home, absolutely a tablet would be a better solution for me personally on the go. However, if I didn't have a desktop at home, then I would need a full computer, which the Lenovo would be the obvious choice in that case. So it really just depends on that. The Lenovo ThinkPad is an older model, you have to understand. That's probably why no one's talking about it or reviewing it at this point, because it is an older model. However, again, if it's your only device, it's easily the Lenovo. If you have a desktop at home and you want something more portable on the go, then I would recommend the Note 12.2. So those are my recommendations. All right. I'm guessing Dennis. Dennis asks, how easy is it to break the Note Edge? I haven't broken mine. I have dropped it once or twice. I do have the lovely Incipio Dual Pro, I believe it's called, case on it, and I'm going to be reviewing more cases from them because they had a lot of cool. I just dropped it again. They had a lot of cool Note Edge cases, so I will be reviewing more of those. But yeah, I haven't broken it yet. I do remember Samsung CEO saying that they purposely drop it though before it gets off the assembly line, just to make sure it's durable. So that in itself was really good in my opinion. All right, Lad Keenan asked, what is a good music app for your Note? When I download it, it will go to the My Music app on the phone. Is there a way to make a screen turn off like the Nexus 9, like the end of a film? So no, for your second part, is there a way to turn your screen off like in a special way? No, that requires rooting, and if you do root it, then you can feel free to. But yeah, other than that, I don't believe there is a way to turn it off. I could be wrong, actually. I think no, actually, I did play around with some apps that were for the lock button, and when I found some, they did allow me to customize how it turned off, but then you have something constantly running, so it made my device run a little bit too slow, and it did not require rooting. It just required a certain access that you have to grant it. So as long as you have that, then that's fine. So now to your first question, you want a good music app for when you download it, it will play on the My Music app on the phone. So, trying to figure out which music app you mean. So let's see. Because if you mean My Music as in my, no, because that would be Play Music. So there is the Samsung Music app, and then there is the Play Music app. So I'm not sure which music app you mean. In the Samsung Music app, which looks like this, this one, any songs that you download with the exception of Play Music will be on there. However, if that is the one you're referring to, Play Music, which looks like this, then you have to upload it to your My Play Music, which is online. So that it basically, you can use any download app. I honestly don't download on my phone. That's why I don't just know this off the top of my head. So here's the thing. If you download any app, should download to the regular Samsung Music Player app, the first one I showed you. However, if you want to download to the Play Music, to do that, any one you download onto your phone will be there. However, if you want it up in the cloud, then this is what I do. I actually download all my music to my computer. Then any song that I download on my computer is put in a folder. That folder is automatically uploaded to the cloud in Google Music. So that is how I do my downloading. That way, too, I don't have to like, oh, I downloaded this song on my phone. Oh, shit, now I want to listen to them on my computer. Or I have multiple devices. Oh, shit, I downloaded it onto this phone, but now I want to listen to it on my tablet. I have to transfer this one song when I can, again, just download it onto my computer. My computer sends it up to the cloud, and then I have it on all my devices. So that seems like a more easier solution for me, and that's what I do. All right. BJ Hockey asks, hey, I was referred to you by T-Mobile guys Lakewood. Hey, shout out to T-Mobile Lakewood. The Gear S keeps putting all my Gmail contacts instead of my contacts on my phone. So I have a bunch of contacts that I don't want there. How do I only have my contacts on my phone in the Gear S? Well, this is an unfortunate thing that they took away with the Gear 2, and I don't know why. So here's the thing. The Gear S will take all the contacts when you connect it from a phone. If you connect it to a phone, it will take all of your contacts from it. So that's what it's going to do. However, the only solution. And you can't even really delete a contact, as far as I can tell. Let me check. I didn't check that part. So the part that I'm going to check to see if you can delete one contact. Let me see. No, see, that's the thing. It doesn't have like a delete button on here, which is very unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that it doesn't have any kind of customization for the contacts like it did on the Gear 2. This is one thing I don't know why they took it away, but they did. So here's the thing. These are the things that you could do. One, you could reset the Gear Watch and set it up without a phone. What this means is I have a video on my YouTube channel that says how to set up the Gear S without a phone. And that will set it up so that then you can just create the contacts on your phone, and that's it. And then but that means you have to put new contacts onto your device, which is really crappy. The only other thing you can do is, again, you can't even delete them. So it's not like you can sync them and then delete the ones you don't want. It's a really silly method and something that I hope they fix on an update. But as of right now, BJ, that is the only choice for the Gear S, unfortunately, at this time. Yes. So yeah, because you can't delete it, at least at this point for right now, then that's all there is to it. All right, now let's answer the live questions that were asked to me in the comment section down below, and we have a couple. Eve Hill, don't forget, hey, what up, Ricky? Don't forget about the UAG cases, best cases I've owned. I will look those up. UGA. Was that UGA or yeah, UAG, sorry. UAG case. I will look them up. I don't think I have used a UG. Oh, I have seen them lots of times, though. I have not used one of those cases. I have lots of friends that have, but I have not used those. So I will make sure to check those out and reach out to UGA to see if they have any cases for us. P. Johnstone, can't wait to find a macro mode for the Galaxy S5 to. Oh, got it. Yeah, hopefully with an update, it will fix it. If you're having that issue, that hopefully will work. Omar, what do you think of Project Aria? I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think it's a cool concept, but so is Google Glass, and Google's giving up on Google Glass, which breaks my heart. I always wanted a Google Glass. There was 3 to 4 people I think I saw at CES Google Glass, and I hated every one of them. I'm like, I want that. Why do you have that and I don't? But yes, I definitely really, I don't know. I think Project Aria is a good idea. Who's going to back it up? And what I mean by that is, what processor manufacturer is going to back it up? It's going to be Snapdragon. It's going to be NVIDIA. It's going to be Intel. If it's Intel, honestly, I don't care. Intel hasn't done one good thing in the mobile space as far as I'm concerned. When they start, then I'll pay attention. But as much as I've seen, and look, maybe for the price point, they can do good at the $200, $300 tablet price point. I think they're doing fine. But for when you want to get serious, I feel like you still want a Snapdragon or a NVIDIA processor. Intel right now is kind of like the cheapy one, which is the opposite of them on the computer. When people get AMD, they're either into gaming or they're trying to save cost. When people went to Intel, they want the best quality on computers. However, Intel is not that on it, and I think a lot of it has to do with their processor names. If you're a computer person like me, I don't care about an Atom processor, a Celeron processor, a Centrino processor, a Pentium processor. That means slow to me. So I think they have to come up with a better name for their mobile processors, and that a lot of that comes to their marketing. So sorry, that just got on a rant, but yeah, that's I wonder who's going to back up Project Aria as we start to see more manufacturers or back it up. Then I think it'll be more interesting. Chronos DB, I might be in the market for a 7 or 8-inch tablet. Should I wait a few months to get a new one? To get one now? You can. I guarantee you at MWC we're going to see probably Samsung and LG announce new tablets in that size. So yeah, I mean, it also depends on what price point. I mean, if you're talking about high-end tablets for 7 or 8-inch, yes, you should definitely wait. If you're talking about price point tablets, more around the 200, 300 price point, I mean, you might wait, you might not, but I'm sure there's going to be new tablets announced from, I would say there's going to be new tablets from both Samsung and LG at the event. I'm almost positive on that. I think if Sony announces a tablet, it'll be a 10-inch. So yeah, that's what I believe will happen with those. All right, we'll refresh to see if there's any other questions or comments. But yeah, guys, great to be back. And yes, you will see me more often now. Sorry I had to take that week hiatus kind of thing. But we are recording lots of stuff for you. Got a bunch of stuff from CES over there in the car, everywhere, kind of scattered. I still need to email everyone from CES. So kind of crazy on that aspect. But yes, lots of fun stuff, guys. And can't wait to get down and record all of these accessories and just so much in the works for you guys that I really hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you for watching. As always, this has been RICKY, the Android Guy.